Discover more. There's always more to discover. You know that. There's so many fascinating things in the world, and there's so many fascinating things inside of you. Do you like to discover more about yourself? Do you like doing the healing work to address issues that are plaguing you, are bothering you, or causing you to feel anxiety or depression or pain? Most people don't do that kind of work. Do you? I'm a counselor and I've been helping people for 20 years in psychology and in counseling and over 40 years in spiritual work. I needed to do my own healing work because I experienced all kinds of trauma when I was young. I talk about this in some of my writings. I had an overbearing father. I had a dying mother when I was a teenager and was kind of confined to taking care of my sister and taking care of the house. Then I married into a couple of marriages that were either abusive or neglectful or just terrible and unfulfilling. Anyway, I'm sure you have your own story. I'm sure you have your own pain. And I'm sure you want to get over that and discover more about the wonderful, beautiful things that are a part of your world, that are a part of you. There's so many wonderful things to discover. So I encourage you to do what you can to discover more. I write blogs talking about all kinds of different topics and giving tips in each one to help you discover something new about yourself, to help you take your next step in a psychological or a spiritual way. I've also written books. I wrote Thriving in Unprecedented Times, which is all about how to understand what karma is about, how to understand how to move forward in your life, how to understand some of the problems that you may be dealing with and what to do. I also have written a book called Climbing Out of the PTSD Hole, because sometimes we find ourselves in that deep, dark hole. We feel overwhelmed, or we feel anxious, or we feel crappy for some reason, and we don't necessarily know why. I'm not saying you can live a life without those feelings. I'm saying if you're feeling that more often than you want, and you want to make your life better, you can. So many people are taking their healing journey these days. They're dealing with things so that they don't feel so overwhelmed by outside influences like the economy, like politics, like squabbles in their family, like all kinds of things that are out of their control, like other people's nonsense, other people's bad-mouthing them or hurting them in some way. Taking control of your own emotions and your thoughts, taking control of your spirit, and being present with the beautiful, remarkable person that you are is really your birthright. So I encourage you to do what you can. Watch my YouTube videos. Get educated. Discover more about yourself and what you can do to make your life so much more blessed. Thanks for listening, and I wish you a blessed life.